That's why in the Bible, when you're called a dog, that's really an insult. In 1 Samuel, it says, David, am I a dog that you come to me with a stick? And so, ano ako, aso? Asong ulol na may rabies? It's almost like that eh. That's what dogs are. Right? Male prostitutes are called dogs. So Paul is saying here, beware of them. Beware of those people. These are, in today's parlance, they could be what? Drug addicts, prostitute, alcoholics. These are people who are cast out of society. They are taboo. You know, not for anything, but at least before, I don't know now. When you go to mga mamian early in the morning, you'd see a group of girls dressed in a certain way, and you know they're kind of like a prostitute. Like the way they dress, the way they talk. Drunkard, they would come in and they're very rowdy. Totally, we wouldn't want our kids to hang out with those type of people. We will tell our kids, anak, beware. Don't even come close. Be cautious on those type of people. Be cautious on those, be wary of them. Mahirap na, baka may AIDS yan. Baka may TV yan. Pag umupo yan at in-inhale mo, baka ikaw pa madamay. And Paul here in Philippians is telling the church in Philippi, whom we know are a pretty good church, beware of dogs. Now, there's a saying, bad company corrupts good character. Who among us, parents, would like to see our kids hanging out with dogs? All of a sudden, your daughter, lahat ng barkada prostitute. Oh, anak, what's up? Right? Your son, lahat ng barkada, alcoholic. Or your other child, ang barkada, lahat addict. Beware, Paul says. Move far. Stay away. Don't even touch them with a 10-foot pole. Second, beware of what? Evil workers. Now, these evil workers are not only are they dogs, they're the promoter of dogs. These are the drug lords. These are the pushers. These are the pimps. These are the human traffickers. They are evil workers. Their work, per se, are evil. You know, these drug traffickers, what they do, they go to provinces, they look for poor families that are in need, that has a beautiful daughter, will promise them to give them a job in Manila as a waitress. During, at least during my time, what we hear a lot is, you know, the promise to be cultural dancer in Japan, right? Once they go to Japan, they'll learn the tickling and all that stuff. Once they get to Japan, they become slaves, right? They become sex slaves. These people are evil workers. I remember there's this guy that got caught, especially nowadays. Duterte Drive, right? Nahuli. The mom said, yung anak ko, hindi naman yung pusher, user lang. And I find that, alright. Huli ka pa rin? Hindi man siya pusher eh. User. User lang kami. But these evil workers, sila yung pusher. They're the one who's promulgating. They're the champions of the cause. They're the missionaries. They're the one that are looking for addicts. They're the one who's looking for possible prostitutes to enslave. Evil people. And Paul again is saying, beware! Steer clear! Keep your distance from them. Why? Because these people, they're very good in luring you in. Yung mga nagpapautang sa casino, right? To make you addicted to gambling. They're the one who's good in baiting you in. Slowly but surely. Their craft is evil. Thirdly, beware of false circumcision. Note, Paul here is saying, beware, beware, beware. It's almost like saying, beware, be more aware, be very aware. He's really upping it up. And he says, beware of false circumcision. You know, circumcision, in other version, it's called the mutilators. Circumcision is really cutting. The word circumcise means to cut around or to cut. And we know that it started in Genesis chapter 17. Genesis chapter 12, God called Abraham out of Haran. Genesis chapter 13, they fought with Lot. Genesis chapter 14, Melchizedek. 15, God made a promise to Abraham. Right? Genesis chapter 16, Abraham did not really believe in the promise. Even Sarah, therefore, Hagar, Abraham went with Hagar and they have a son named Ishmael. 13 years after, Genesis chapter 17, God reminded Abraham about the promise, the covenant. Let's go to Genesis chapter 17. Genesis chapter 17 and verse 10 says, "This is my covenant which you shall keep between me and you and your descendants after you. Every male among you shall be circumcised, and you shall be circumcised in the flesh of your foreskin. And it shall be a sign of a covenant between me and you. And every male among you who is 8 days old shall be circumcised throughout your generation. A servant who is born in the house or who is bought with money from any foreigners who is not of your descendants. A servant who is born in your house or who is bought with your money shall surely be circumcised. Thus shall my covenant be in your flesh for an everlasting covenant. But an uncircumcised male who is not circumcised in the flesh of his foreskin, that person shall be cut off from his people. He has broken my covenant." So it is in Genesis chapter 17 that the circumcision was instituted both as a seal and as a sign. It's to remind the people of God's promise to propagate Israel as a nation. Now the problem here is that through time, by the way, if you know, the command to be circumcised is not really repeated in the Bible. Why? Because the Jews really followed it. They were strict to it. It need not be repeated over and over again. But the problem with that is, throughout time, circumcision lost its significance. All of a sudden, people are being circumcised as a tradition. Go to Leviticus chapter 26. Leviticus chapter 26, verse 41 says, I also was acting with hostility against them to bring them into the land of your enemies, or if their uncircumcised heart becomes humble, so that they then may amend for their iniquity. Go to Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy chapter 10, verse 16. It says, circumcise then your heart and stiffen your neck no more. As much as God instituted circumcision, what happened was the Jews forgot the real meaning of circumcision. Yes, they were following it. As I mentioned, they were not anymore. Their need, God never felt that there was a need again to repeat that you need to be circumcised because they were following it. But what happened was the Jews, their heart was wicked. Yes, they're circumcised, but their mouth was wicked. Their ears are wicked. At 8